Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? 1.
Monday. Join us on the Union of Muscle today, Monday, for a great start to the week. On this episode, we'll be talking with a good friend of mine, Bruce, who is the owner, operator, and promoter of Elite Warrior Challenge, which promotes MMA fights, mixed martial arts fights, some Muay Thai, and they even incorporate some high school wrestling. In this episode, we're going to go over what it takes to start getting involved in MMA fighting, how Bruce makes an effort to support both the audience and the competitors in a family-friendly environment. If you're not familiar with mixed martial arts or have actually heard anyone speak about it from first-hand knowledge, listen to this podcast. It may inspire you to lift strong and prosper.
Bruce Abramski, listening to Union of Muscle, lift long and prosper.
Levanta fuertemente y prospera.
I prosperować.
Dźwigaj dużo i odnoś sukces.
The views presented here may or may not be those of the host, guest, Union of Muscle, Black Hat Management, or its affiliates. Any information in this podcast should first be reviewed by the corresponding professional, whether that's medical, financial, or legal, before applying it to your life. Do you want to lift strong? Go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on Fitness Coach tab. There, you will find fitness coaches who are ready to help you lift strong. What's great is that once you have your own fitness coach, either as a consultant or one-on-one, you can also earn more fit coins for completing the goals the coaches set for you. Live strong and prosper. Join the union. Do you work in health and fitness or want to? Feel free to contact me, Coach Paul, at unionofmuscle.com for more information. Don't forget to use your promo code MUSCLE1 at www.earthskinbodycare.com, www.rubberarmmusclerub.com, and now www.ewcmma.net. Listen up, all you fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes. Stop working out with pain. Use my favorite pain reliever cream, Rubber Arm Muscle Rub. Save 10% when you order at www.myrubberarm.com and type in the coupon code MUSCLE1. You're listening to the Union of Muscle podcast, where muscle meets information and inspiration. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Union of Muscles podcast. I'm here with Bruce, who is the owner-operator of Elite Warrior Challenge. Bruce, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and explain what is Elite Warrior Challenge as well for those people who maybe have never heard of it before.
Yes. Like you said, my name is Bruce. I run the Elite Warrior Challenge. I like to refer to myself as a promoter, even though we have a team of people that pretty much take care of the whole organization as a whole. The Elite Warrior Challenge is pretty much we refer to it as a premier combat sports promotion. The reason we highlight premier so much is we put a lot of emphasis into not only the production of the show and the event itself for the fans and the fighters, but we also try taking care of the fighters. A lot of these promotions usually take care of the fans. They make the show cater to the fans, cater to the people that are buying the ticket. We not only take care of them, but we don't lose sight of the people that help the show on, which are the athletes.
So let me kind of unpack a few of the things that you just said there. Elite Warrior Challenge, you promote combat sports. Are you guys exclusive to combat sports? Are you thinking of branching out of that in the future, or is that's just the main focus?
Right now, our main focus is combat sports. That's how we got started. It's funny you mentioned about branching out, though, because that's something that's been seriously considered here in the last couple of months as we pretty much revamped the Elite Warrior Challenge company in and of itself. We have ideas of branching out to promoting other types of events. But right now, our main focus and where the passion is combat sports.
Okay. And why combat sports?
Combat sports, for me, on a personal level, I've been competing since 2008 myself. My brother competes professionally. I've been to over 100 events up and down the East Coast and abroad. And I just felt like I got tired of going to these events and feeling like I can do it better. So I got to a point in my life here in Virginia where we don't have quality combat sporting events. do in Pennsylvania or New Jersey or South Carolina. So what I did is we just went all in. My money where my mouth was and started the Elite Warrior Challenge.
So you've been competing for a while. What was it that you saw that you thought you could do better than the fights you were going to?
Lack of production was usually the first thing that was smacked in the face when you walk into a venue. When you see just a cage under a tent or just a boxing ring in a big hall or banquet room, no lights, no effort whatsoever put into the actual show or how it's operated or run, those were red flags for me. Being the consumer, whether I was competing on that card or just watching a family, my friends compete on the card, they pay $30, $40 for a ticket. You don't want to just sit in the middle chair in front of a cage. You want to be entertained. And I felt like there was so much more that can be built upon those shows. Being on the backside of those shows, in the back end, competing, or in the corners, there's no care for the fighters a lot of times. They give them like a little broom closet to warm up in, or there is no warm up area at all. Athletes don't have hand wraps or tape, but they're looking for them. The promoter doesn't have them. They got to pay $3 for a bottle of water. Like all those little things added up into all those added to in my mindset to make me think, oh, I can do something. I can do it better than this. Take care of these guys because you hear the fighters complaining. The athletes complain. The coaches complain. The corners complain. And if you have the fighters and you keep the fighters happy, you'll always have a show. The fans will come. The fans are going to follow the fighters.
I like that. So you saw that there was a need, and you saw a way to fulfill that need in the area of fitness. Now, you want a show that's, is it just the water and the workout area that the fighters need as backstage, or are there other things that you've taken into consideration that kind of says that you're taking care of the fighters?
To break it down, we provide tickets to the fighters. I provide 2 free tickets to every fighter. So we allow them to either have 2 free general admission tickets or 1 free cage side. That's unheard of in of itself. As minor as that sounds, there are promotions. I fought for a promotion, I won't name it, to where I was the main event for that promotion. I sold 125 tickets between me and my gym. My father came to the show that night, and the promoter made my dad pay $20 to get in. And I was heartbroken. From that point on, my relationship with that promoter has dissolved.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was a matter of courtesy. I sold 125 tickets. I'm your main event. I helped you promote this event, and you're going to charge my father? And it's not like he gave me several other free tickets. I had no free tickets from him. So I'll never forget that. It's burned in my memory. So when an athlete gets on our fight card, the first thing I tell them is you have 2 free tickets. If they ask for a cage side, I will swap those 2 general admission for a cage side. And that's usually for their parent, their significant other, their grandmother, whoever they want it for. We provide them with hand wraps, tape and gauze when they ask for it at the fighter meeting. That's another thing. A lot of these guys have to run around looking for a CVS. They're unprepared, especially the amateur ranks. Amateurs don't realize what they're getting into sometimes until they're actually at the fighter meeting and getting a rundown through the pre-fight medicals. And they realize, oh man, I don't have hand wraps, or I don't have this, I don't have that. So we try to provide those things for those athletes to make it as comfortable for them as possible, because they're the ones that are competing hours later. When these guys call and they ask about their weights, when they ask about seating arrangements, if they ask about having a water, if they ask about a free T-shirt, we give them those things. If the guy that says I don't have a T-shirt to walk up the cage with, we give him an EWC T-shirt. And those are our ways of taking care of the fighters, in my opinion. And I feel like we've done a good job of it so far. On Facebook, social media, Twitter, Instagram, on our website, we try to promote these guys in a positive light. And I can't be more clear about that, in a positive light. A lot of these promotions use these fighters and they embarrass them. They make fun of them, they degrade them, and they do it for ticket sales because people they catch on to drama, and they turn an event into a Jerry Springer of martial arts, where we uplift these guys, and we will not promote them in a negative light. If they can't promote themselves in a positive light, then we have no need to promote them either. And it's just really that cut and dry. We have a list of athletes we will not use, who will never compete in Elite Warrior Challenge until they can clean up their act and promote themselves in a positive way, so we can promote them in a positive way.
I think I'm getting a handle on what you mean by being promoted in a negative way. That Jerry Springer, where for some reason these guys have a death grudge against each other, even though maybe they've never met, right? So I'm kind of getting that. If I'm wrong, or you need to elaborate on that, let me know. But the positive light, how do you do that? I mean, we're so used to seeing fights painted in that way, from wrestling championships to boxing. Anytime you hear the word fight, and I like that you use the word combat, which I think is a lot more telling of what you're trying to do. How do you actually create then that positive spin?
We love grudge matches. I'll get that out of the way right away. I think some of what's lost in the positive, negative nature with a grudge match are two different things. If we have two athletes that are competing against each other, and they are going to do just that, they're going to get in the cage, you only have one winner, right? Two guys are stepping in, only one guy comes out the winner. So we like grudge matches. Guys are, I'm going to destroy you, I'm going to be the winner, I'm the better fighter in all aspects. That's okay.
Okay.
What we don't like is getting on social media, presenting yourself in a negative light as far as just like the backyard brawlers, guys that don't have any training. They're more independent fighters that don't come from a background of formal training. They don't know how to carry themselves in a way of professionalism, so they're rough around the edges. They engage themselves in criminal activity. They are disrespectful to not only the fight promotion, but the fan and the athletic commission. Those are the individuals that we try to avoid using only because they make the promotion look bad. You know, if the Elite Warrior Challenge is promoting you, Paul, and you're running around cursing out everybody you come into contact with, the athletic commission contacts you about your fire license or some medical information, and they're like, F off, and every time they're on Facebook, they're downing every other athlete on the fight card. Those are people that are negative light. Now, if you're just a fighter that signed a contract and you're competing in a 185 weight class, and you're trying to promote yourself, that you're going to come to Elite Warrior Challenge 7 and demolish your opponent because you're the better fighter, more trained, have more wisdom, experience, more patient. You know, that's okay. I mean, that's a grudge match, and I expect you guys to do that.
Okay. Yeah, but I think it sounds like it's more about your skill level, and you're not like talking about their mother all of a sudden.
Correct. Exactly right. Exactly right. I'm trying to be a little candid with you, but that's exactly right. You don't want somebody on there, you know, you stupid son of a bitch, your mom. You know, like, that's not okay. But it's okay to talk about their fight game. Because let's face it, that builds fights, that builds an audience.
Sure. You want to know that there's going to be a good fight, and you want the guys to kind of be invested in it. And if they're not putting their mouth where their money is, I guess in that respect, then you don't know as an audience member whether or not you're coming to see a fight or whether you're coming to see two guys dance around.
Well, it scares the fan base. One thing I've never noticed as a fighter, but on the business side, the fan base complains about that. There is nothing worse than two guys showing their backside pretty much, causing trouble at an event, potentially causing a fight outside the event, and then the fans, I don't know if I feel comfortable coming to this event. I don't know if I'm going to bring my son and my husband to this event. I mean, that's the worst thing I can hear. That's the worst thing I can hear, because we try to sell ourselves as a family-friendly event. I know combat sports is a hard push, especially in the state of Virginia. However, we want the community to know, you know, come out here with your family at 5, enjoy a night of not just cage fighting, but we have interactive activities that they can involve themselves in. We have vendors on site, we have intermission shows, we have food concessions. We want people to come out and have something proud and fun to do.
I have maybe a different spin on combat sports. I don't see it as necessarily a celebration of violence. I think some people think that might be what's going on, and I disagree with that view. I think it's really more of a celebration of conquering violence. We're able to appreciate the fact that we are human, that we have struggles in life, that we've come a long way as a race. And this is kind of a celebration of all of that, a celebration of our humanity, a celebration of our struggle against the odds, against the hard times in life. In this demonstration before the world that we're not going to let the difficulties of life keep us down, that we're going to fight on, and that win, lose, or draw, we're going to give it all we got. And I think that's kind of the symbol I see behind combat sports, is that it's not about, you know, hurting somebody else, but it's about it's about the skill, and it's about the struggle, and it's a symbol of what people who maybe the audience, it's a symbol of what sometimes they feel they go through in life on an emotional, financial, or any other way, that they feel that struggle. And these guys are sacrificing a bit of pain, a bit of time in training to be able to demonstrate that struggle without there actually being real violence. I mean, yeah, people are getting punched in the head, people might get tapped out, but there are some rules. There are some rules that we're not actually in there trying to have somebody die. We want it safe. We want the fighters to be able to come back and once again demonstrate the mastery that they have over their own human body and the mastery that they have over anger and over violent acts. This is something that we can control. Combat doesn't have to be violence, in that it doesn't have to be about hurting somebody or about hurting yourself, but it can be about a mastery over oneself.
I agree with you to an extent on a lot of what you just said, because to me, combat sports is, I think the fans don't realize, the general public does not realize what it takes to train day in and day out, to be self-aware in your ability to have that dedication and to sacrifice that time that you put into the gym and on the mat, the injuries you take on the mat. These guys, most of them are very proficient at what they do, and you can see the difference between taking two slugs off the street and throwing them in a cage. Doesn't make it an MMA cage fight, but you can see the difference between doing that and taking a 5-on-5 fighter versus a 4-on-1 fighter that have trained, that are members to a legitimate camp. And you have watched those two fights side by side. It's unbelievable what you're watching. And that's what we try to give the fans. We try to give them quality fight between quality fighters and their opponent.
Would you like to lose 10, 20, 50, or 60 pounds and still eat those carbohydrates? Coach Bob LeMaine, the carb loading king, can get you trim, fit, and full of muscle while still eating those carbohydrates. So go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Fitness Coaches tab and find Coach Bob LeMaine. And remember to lift strong and prosper. I want to thank all you beautiful fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes for going to www.unionofmuscle.com and clicking on the Patrons tab. There, you are able to sign up as a patron. As a patron, you get access to commercial-free episodes of the Union of Muscle podcast. Additionally, you get additional ways to earn fit coins. You're assigned a Union of Muscles coach who's going to help you stay accountable to your own personal fitness goals. If you haven't signed up as a patron to the podcast and to the Union of Muscle, go ahead and do so now. Just head over to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Patrons tab. And remember to lift strong and prosper. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. You're listening to the Union of Muscle podcast, where muscle meets information and inspiration. I like it, yeah. Then you do tailor a lot to the fan as well as to the athlete. So I think it's you're not even sacrificing one for the other, but you're asking a higher standard of yourself than maybe other promoters might. That you're taking care of both and trying to do that at a certain level of excellence.
That's exactly right. You hit it on the head. The Elite Warrior Challenge has a very high standard of operation. Our operating cost shows that. The team that we have in place is an outstanding team. We love the guys that make the Elite Warrior Challenge whole. By taking care of the fighters, it's kind of synonymous with taking care of the fans, and vice versa. We aim, and our mission statement is to take care of the fighters, but it seems like it always happens. The fans fall right in line. But I feel like we are not the best. Well, I'm not even going to say we're the best in the state, but we are learning. We are a growing promotion. We are a young promotion. And we are getting much better with every event that we do. So I say to any other promotion in the area to watch out, because we are growing. And we would love to expand to North Carolina, Tennessee. That's where we're working on that now. We're going to expand to the North Carolina, Tennessee region as well as stay in Virginia. And we love what we do, and we'll get the better we get at it, the larger we're going to get, the more fighters we'll ever reach with, the more fans we'll ever reach with.
Now, you kind of gave a challenge out there to the other promotions, and I think you do a certain thing, if I remember right, where you'll kind of honor the belt that they have, or have them prove the belt that they have, the title that they've gotten.
It's not so much a challenge. There are some promotions out there, they know who they are, that the EWC hits heads with. Not so much by choice as just a matter of maybe demographic.
Okay.
But there are other promotions that we work very well with. We actually support Fight Lab in North Carolina. I've gone to almost all their events. We love those guys, and I love seeing them grow. We also support Strike Off. I go there. They're in Northern Virginia. They are our largest competitor. They are better than us in every aspect, probably at this point, and we strive to be like Strike Off in Southwestern Virginia. I'm proud to go to those shows, and I'm humble to say that they are better than us, and I don't look at them as a challenge, but I look at them more of a goal. We would like to reach that level. With that being said, there are plenty of promotions in the area that I can care less about, and I can care less if they hold another event or if they hold 20 other events. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
But now when it comes to the fight, you'll let those fighters come into your ring?
Correct. We don't punish a fighter or athlete or fight team or gym for competing on another event. That is not what the Elite War Challenge is about. If I'm an athlete and I compete on Joe Blow promotion, now I'm just trying to do my thing, right? I'm just trying to grow and get more experience for myself. So I feel it's wrong for the Elite Warrior Challenge to tell that athlete, no, you will never fight for the EWC because you fought for Joe Blow promotion. That's not right. Now, if that athlete comes and fights for us and is disrespectful towards promotion, if he pulls out a fight, if he doesn't honor his commitment, like he expects the promotion to honor theirs, then we have issues. Then we will put them on a pass, pretty much. We'll pass by them when they request a fight in the future. Now, a lot of times those athletes will say, oh, you're passing me up so I fight for such and such. No, we are passing you up because you don't make weight. You don't show up when you're supposed to show up. You don't do any self-promoting. You came late to the fighter meeting, or you pulled out of your last 2 fights. That's why we don't use you. But people don't take responsibility, and they don't want to be held accountable. So it's easier for them to say, you don't like me because I fought here. But in reality, dig deep and look at themselves in the mirror and wonder why we're not using them.
You're not only giving out a certain level of excellence, but you expect that in return.
Correct. Oh, you better believe it. These guys expect us to honor our commitments, and we will. We do, and we will. And we expect the same. You know, the Elite Warrior Challenge relies on these guys. We invest money in them. We have flyers made, posters made. We make promo videos, highlight reels. We are pushing their name and their face. And it's just for them to no-show an event. That's unacceptable. And that only happens once at the Elite Warrior Challenge because we don't give you an opportunity to do it again.
You try to focus on a lot of the fighters with experience. If somebody, I got a buddy out here who's been in martial arts for quite a while. I've got a few of them. But, one, he's actually expressed some interest in a fight, but, you know, he's really new to it. So, if somebody who's maybe new to the promoting fights and things like that, but is in martial arts for quite a while, what does it look like to them? How do they get started with you?
We invite them. We don't have a set fight minimum. We will not fight. We usually reserve about 3 fights, I guess, 2 or 3 fights for debut athletes. We do that every event because we understand that guys need a place to start. We do something that's called an undercard, and usually it's either the first couple fights of the night or it'll be while people are being seated into the venue. We'll have a few bouts going on, and that time is usually when they're like 0-0 guys, 0-1, 1-0. That's their chance to try and get some experience on a nice show, a show that they can be proud to fight on. They don't have to feel overwhelmed. The lights are off, dark, with all the spotlights on them and the full production. They can kind of get in there, do their thing, and feel comfortable as they possibly can.
So how does that work? How would they do that? Do they need to go to your website and sign a form? Do they need to contact you? How do they?
Yes, they usually email us.
Okay.
You can go to ewcmma.net. You can contact us there and register. There's a writer form there you can fill out, or they can do it through our Facebook page. I'd say 90% of people probably contact us through Facebook on the Elite Warrior Challenge Facebook page. And also word of mouth. I guess people get directed to our matchmaking team through other athletes.
If someone says they're thinking, man, maybe I want to get involved in combat sports, what are some things they need to think about going into it?
That's a very personal question because these guys, they all fight for different reasons.
Okay.
So that's kind of a hard question to ask.
Okay.
I think what they need to do is they need to look at their own physical ability.
Okay.
Are they physically fit? Do they have cardio and conditioning? Are they prepared to get punched in the face and kicked in the head?
Okay.
Do they have that fortitude? Do they have a fight or flight personality? Those are some of the basic things you want to ask yourself. But also, a lot of these guys, they fight for dozens of different reasons. I've heard, Paul, but dozens of reasons. Some that make no sense to me, and some that I can level with and relate to.
Okay.
So it's just such a personal, individual, heart decision that these guys have for their reasons of getting in the cage. Some do it; they feel like they have no other option. Some do it as just strictly a hobby in the sport. Some do it because they sacrifice their time in the gym training, so they feel like they owe it to their fans and friends to fight. Some do it because they hate their life, and that's the only way they get aggression out. There's just so many different reasons for guys getting in there.
Well, and I think, for all those reasons, I'm glad that EWC is around, because maybe they need a positive outlet for it. Maybe they don't feel like their skill set's good anywhere else. Or once again, maybe they want a place where they can really put to task all the training that they've been putting in and pay respect to the fans and to the teachers and to everything that's come before them. So, yeah, I think that's, no matter the reason they're there. First, I like how you said, though, that they gotta kind of know what they're getting into, right? They gotta have good cardio, and they gotta be able to withstand a few punches and kicks and know what to do in those instances. Anything else should they be working on building up a fan base or?
Fan base usually follows naturally. That's a natural evolution of fighting.
Okay.
The very first time I ever fought, I had pretty much my wife, my dad, and my best friend. And it's like, but now, 15, 16 fights later, you can fling 70 tickets like it's nothing. I think what it just evolves. The more you compete, the more friends and family support you, the more the name gets out, especially if you're an exciting fighter maybe, or if you have a personality. People like personalities. It's hard to sell a ticket if it's like, oh, hey man, you fight next week? Yeah. Oh, where are you fighting at? Virginia. No, it's hard to sell a ticket if you're that guy. But that's something that just tends to evolve. And one thing I want to touch on when you said about the Elite Warrior Challenge providing a place for you guys to fight, one thing I can't stress enough is that we do our best for the show, to put the show on sometimes, and we overemphasize the production, but it makes these fighters proud to fight for us. It really does, because you can go home after the event and watch your video and see yourself fight in a cage under a tent or a cage in a gym. Or you can go home and watch the fight later on and have your name called out to the cage. You have the appropriate fight music. You have the appropriate lighting. It just makes a difference. You have the smoke coming out of the cage. You have that nice long walk. Step into the cage. The show, when it's much more professionally run like that, it makes these guys proud to fight there. And that's something that we can't stress enough. These athletes, I hear it all the time after the event. Thank you so much for letting me fight for your card. Thank you so much for letting me get in your cage. Thank you so much. I hope you have me back. And I think to myself in my head, no, man, thank you so much for stepping in my cage. Thank you so much for selling 10 tickets. Thank you so much for honoring your commitments and leaving it all in the cage. It's amazing that it's a relationship between the promotion and the fighter, and it has to be that way. And I think a lot of guys don't even get that. They might not even get it from me, but they have to know that relationship is what's going to help combat sports in this area grow.
Right. I really like how you're emphasizing this professionality in the sport, and that there is a bit of the business end or the promotional end of it that the fighters have to think about. And what's interesting too is that in a way they're creating a persona. Just like a politician might create a persona, just like an actor or anyone who becomes in the spotlight is beginning to form this public persona that you have to kind of go in knowing that if you are going to step into that ring, especially for an organization like yours who's going to promote them, who's going to put out advertising for them, that they almost have a certain responsibility to create that public persona that's going to be favorable to all parties. And the thug is probably not the best one. Like you said, people need to feel safe to bring their children to a show. And if your public persona is a gangbanger, whether that's true or not, you're only speaking to one audience, and it's probably not the audience that's going to be showing up to the fights. And if they're showing up to the fights, they're going to get kicked out, probably, because they want to start something.
Do you work in health and fitness or want to? Feel free to contact me, Coach Paul, at unionofmuscle.com for more information. Would you like to lose 10, 20, 50, or 60 pounds and still eat those carbohydrates? Coach Bob LeMaine, the carb-loading king, can get you trim, fit, and full of muscle while still eating those carbohydrates. So go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Fitness Coaches tab and find Coach Bob LeMaine. And remember to lift strong and prosper. You're listening to the Union of Muscle podcast, where muscle meets information and inspiration.
We have had the thug on our fight card before. We've had several of them, and it does not help the Elite Warrior Challenge in any way. Any step forward that we were trying to make, we go backward. Because that thug appeals to one person, and that one demographic that they appeal to, half of which probably can't afford to come down to the event anyway, let alone get into their show. So it's very hard. And then if they are there, that demographic we don't want there. And I have no problem saying that. If you put trash in a cage, you get trash in the crowd. I said that dozens and dozens of times. Trash in a cage is trash in the crowd. You get trash in the crowd, then you're going to have issues. Your good fan base with the quality fighters are not going to come back because you're not going to want to bring your wife to watch a combat sporting event that you just paid $45 for and have douchebag 1 and 2 standing next to you, cursing, drinking, starting fights, kicking things over, and being obnoxious either.
Right.
And I understand some of that we can't control. It's going to happen regardless. I understand that because everybody has their right to buy tickets and be there.
Yeah.
But I think we can do our part as a promotion to not promote that. And
right.
if I put trash in the cage, then I'm promoting that. What I hate to see is two guys matched up for a fight or one guy looking for an opponent and they get into a battle on Facebook or Twitter and like, well, I'll fight you in the street right now. First thing I do is I call my matchmaker and I say, drop that guy from the car. So just drop him. I can care less. I don't even care if he's going to sell 50 tickets. I don't want anybody saying that they're gonna beat such and such in the street. They're gonna jump such and such. They're gonna keep up with
Right.
them.
That's illegal activity. That's
exactly right.
That's illegal activity. If it's outside of the ring, it's illegal activity. If it's not.
These guys get licensed for a reason. They're a licensed fighter as an amateur or a pro, and it allows what they do in that cage to be legal. They can't be held responsible. They can't be sued for it. They can't be arrested for it because they're athletes. They're competing in a combat sports event. And it's nothing more than that. It's whether they have a grudge match or not. It's not they're taking their hatred out on somebody that they've been wanting to beat up since 10th grade. So that's not what we promote.
Now, there are a few things that are still probably not sanctioned to do in the ring. Eye gouging, fish hooking, I don't know. I think those are usually not allowed.
Those are automatic disqualifiers. So you'll get disqualified if you were to do one of those moves. And that's something that's covered in the rules meeting for these fighters. A lot of these fighters, they're very familiar with the rules. They roll their eyes, they huff and puff, and we sit through a 20-minute rules meeting with the officials for every event. Because they've been through it, they know it. But we have to go over it.
Yeah,
because there are some debuts.
Oh, yeah, well, those rules actually begin to set kind of a legal precedence. Not to get too wordy out here, but it sets some guidelines as to what that license, so to speak, allows you to do in the ring. So those rules are very important because if you do engage in one of those things that's prohibited, that's where your license to act ends and your criminality can begin.
And that's exactly why we have official sanctioning bodies and athletic commissions on site to sanction and organize these events with us to make sure that fighters stay safe at all times. So when an illegal strike is thrown, for example, an official is right there to watch it. Depending on the strike and the severity, it's usually a warning or a point deduction. When it happens twice, it's disqualification.
Yeah, well, if they damage anyone or anything along the way, they could be opening themselves up to some liability. Even some criminal liability. And I think that's important to know, is that this isn't a license to do anything you want to anybody. That there are still rules.
Yep, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And we, just like any sporting event, I'm not trying to downplay the dangers of combat sports by no means, but you're talking to somebody that played hockey most of his whole life, played in Virginia. Ice hockey is a very dangerous sport. You have concussions, you have people with a lot of contact. Is hockey something that's maybe that you consider violent? No, not necessarily. I mean, of course, combat sport.
You have pads for a reason. Violent. Those pads are there for a reason. That helmet's there for a reason.
Correct. And that's how I like to compare it. My helmet, my shoulder pads, my hip pads, those are there like rules are for MMA. One sport is no more dangerous than the other because you have equipment there and rules there, guidelines to keep it safe.
Definitely, and I think that's important too, that both the fighters and the audience know that you're on top of that you stay on top of that, because in the end, nobody really wants to see somebody getting that injured. They're there to see the fight, not anything else. That ruined the whole night, because then you got the ambulance showing up, and there's not going to be any more fights, or I don't know how you handle that, but it makes it very hard to keep things going when there's a serious injury like that.
It's true. Everybody wants a big KO. We'll get that out of the way right now. Everybody wants to see the big knockout. We have an upcoming event with 2 big boys, and everybody's already claiming knockout. The funny thing about that is when we have a knockout, everybody cheers for about 5 seconds, and then everybody's standing up, they're dead silent. And then everyone's like, oh, I feel bad for him. I hope he's okay. Then, paramedics get him out of the cage. Oh, man, I wish that didn't happen. But then there's the same people that 7 minutes prior, who are knockout, and they're jumping on their feet. So I think it's human nature.
Yeah.
I feel the excitement. Yeah, it's living in the moment. They don't want anything bad to happen to that athlete. They may not know that athlete personally. It's just human nature of being in the moment. The sport is part of that excitement. People watch NASCAR. You think people watch NASCAR to see them go around a track 500 times, or they watch NASCAR because they want to see that wreck? It's like one of those things where it happens. It's going to happen. And all we can do as a promotion is have checks and balances in place to be prepared for it when it happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the nature of it. So.
And the Elite Warrior Challenge, on a little bit of a side note, is as corny as it sounds, we like to consider ourselves, we are dream makers. We're making people's dreams come true. We have guys that want to fight as amateurs that can't fight anywhere else. We give them a fight. Guys that want to continue to fight, we give them a fight. We offer guys that are with winning records, that are doing well, that prove themselves promotion, title fight. We give them a title fight. They win a belt. We are turning guys pro now. We have professional events where we're dealing with the licensing with the state. We're making amateurs. We have several amateur EWC fighters that are turning pro. Again, dream makers. The Elite Warrior Challenge has become dream makers because these guys years ago watched UFC or in the gym like, man, one day I want to be a pro. Man, I wish I could get paid to fight. We're offering $1,000 purses to these guys to fight and compete and do what they love. And we're doing it in their hometown. We have some guys that graduated from the very same place, school, that we're holding a professional event. So these guys are coming back as alumni, competing as professionals in their hometown by their family. Not to sound corny, it is what it is, but as far as I'm concerned, Elite Warrior Challenge is a dream maker because we're helping these guys compete and follow their dreams. Get the experience they need on a lower level for your promotion, which is what we are at this point, to fight at bigger, larger promotion. And that's something that we're offering these guys. And it makes us feel good as a company to be able to do that.
Well, I think there's a good difference right there, too, is that there's a difference between dream making and dream selling. And I think people need more more outlets for organizations which are in dream making and not just dream selling.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100%.
And the difference there is that there's actual something happening. Some people want to sell you the dream, but that's all they're doing is selling you a dream. They're not actually selling you a way that you can actually achieve something, that you can feel that success, you can have that success. So I really like that. But from what I understand now, you actually even start helping out the guys who are in high school. Sometimes you'll have an event in a high school gym, and then the wrestlers, by allowing them to kind of do a little demonstration beforehand, or have you done that? I thought you said...
Yes. Actually, yes, you're right. That's part of our donation program. We give back from every event. We try to give back. So what we do when we're at the YMCA, we donate to the YMCA a portion of our ticket sales. At the schools, right now we're working out a deal with Bassett even that we're going to provide them with all new singlets and wrestling shoes for the whole wrestling team. That's our donation to Bassett High School for allowing us to be there and giving us the opportunity to use their facility. There are wrestling teams like the captains and weight classes wrestling during intermission from rivaling wrestling teams at other schools. So we are trying to incorporate the athletes even outside, because wrestling is a combat sport. So just because it's an MMA event, or we might have some Muay Thai kickboxing, doesn't mean we can't have a wrestler in there also. So we're just trying to incorporate a lot of different skill sets.
Yeah, I like that because it allows people, no matter what area of combat sports they're in, to see that there's an outlet for them. That it's not stuck to their gym, that when they graduate high school, if they don't get on the college team, that there's more interest in what they're doing, because people begin to define themselves by some of these sports, because they put so much time, so much of their life into it. They begin to define themselves as that, and it's good for them to know that still has value even when they're out of high school, even when they're out of college, that this identity that they begin to build for themselves, it has value even if they're still not able to participate in it for one reason or another. And that all that they put into in their younger days or their times training is still valued in the world, even if they're not participating in it. And I think that's another reason to build it up.
Yeah, wrestlers they're valued. I mean, they are dominating the sport right now. Even with cage fighting, we'll specifically talk about MMA. Wrestlers are dominating the MMA sport right now. Their fast, crisp takedowns are taking fights to the mat, and they are gaining a dominant position and TKOing their opponent. I mean, it might not be the most exciting fight in the world, but it's happening. And you have to be a Class A, a high-level striker to defend takedowns over and over and over again. Because eventually, you might outstrike your wrestler in the beginning, but eventually he's going to get you to the mat. And that's usually what happens. And their wrestling base in MMA is high. There's a high level of wrestling in there.
And I like that you're giving the outlet for the kids, for the young guys, and maybe for the coaches to get back in there a little bit and to be a part of it, to be a part of the excitement. And I bet that helps draw in their fan base as well, their family, their friends, and everything.
Correct. We would like to hit our demographic doesn't meet the high school age range. It's kind of surprising. Now, I wouldn't say I'm very old. I feel like I was in school not too long ago, and I would think as a high schooler you would like combat sports in some way, shape, or form. But I'd say our average fan base is at 25 and up. I would even dare to say late 20s to 30 and up. We don't really have the college age and younger. That's something we've been trying to reach out to, and one of the reasons that as more of a marketing, and since we give back to schools anyway, we're trying to incorporate a lot of wrestlers, get the high school wrestlers involved during intermissions, have wrestling captains from one school challenge a wrestling captain from a rivaling school a couple of counties over, and give them an area to have competitive competition, pretty much. A fun, exciting time at MMA combat sporting event, and these guys can come with their friends and family and do their thing in front of a whole different crowd that still respects and loves their sport.
Yeah.
And I feel like by doing that, we're involving the community more.
Definitely.
Salem football puts 4,000 people in those stands every weekend. There is no reason that a combat sporting event in the city of Roanoke can't match that or double it. No reason at all. And I feel like that's the Elite Warrior Challenge job to figure that out.
Definitely.
And put those people there.
Definitely. Now, you do have an event coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I want to thank all you beautiful fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes for going to www.unionofmuscle.com and clicking on the Patrons tab. There, you are able to sign up as a patron. As a patron, you get access to commercial-free episodes of the Union of Muscle podcast. Additionally, you get additional ways to earn fit coins. You're assigned a Union of Muscles coach who's going to help you stay accountable to your own personal fitness goals. If you haven't signed up as a patron to the podcast and to the Union of Muscle, go ahead and do so now. Just head over to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Patrons tab. And remember to lift strong and prosper.
Do you want to lift strong? Go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on Fitness Coach tab. There, you will find fitness coaches who are ready to help you to lift strong. What's great is that once you have your own fitness coach, either as a consultant or one-on-one, you can also earn more fit coins for completing the goals the coaches set for you. Live strong and prosper. Join the union.
Don't forget to use your promo code MUSCLE1 at www.earthskinbodycare.com, www.rubberarmmusclerub.com, and now www.ewcmma.net.
You're listening to the Union of Muscle podcast, where muscle meets information and inspiration.
Now, you do have an event coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, August 1st at Bassett High School in Bassett, Virginia. We have an Elite Warrior Challenge 7. It's a pro-am card, meaning that we have 10 pro fights and 15 amateur fights. So it's going to be a long night, but it's going to be an exciting night. We really look forward to it.
Is the fight card filled? Are you still looking for fighters?
Oh, my matchmaking team's going to hate me for this, but I really want to say it's filled. The card is probably as stacked as it's going to get at this point. We filled up on a pro side a couple days ago. I believe we may have one or two openings on the amateur end, maybe in the 185-pound weight class specifically. Other than that, it's pretty much filled at this point.
And what time do doors open?
Doors open at 5. First bout gets going at 6. We're going to start with amateurs from 6 to 8:30. The pro card starts promptly at 8:30 p.m.
And there's going to be concessions there. Anything else?
We have concessions, vendors for apparel and gear. We have athletic trainers and fitness advisors on site. We have supplement companies. We have Harley Davidson on site with a couple of bikes. I mean, you name it, we have it there. We have some cool intermission shows to keep people entertained. We do raffles and giveaways. It's going to be an exciting night.
Awesome. And parking good or?
Parking's good. Parking's free. Parking is plentiful. Pretty much it's the high school gymnasium, so the school facility has ample park for the fans.
If people want to get tickets, where should they go?
You can go and get tickets from ewcmma.net. You can get them on Elite Warrior Challenge Facebook page. They can email us, and we can do it through PayPal. They can get them from any of their favorite fighters on the fight card. Fighters listed on a fight card is going to have tickets in hand as well. They can get it at weigh-ins, which is at the Holiday Inn Express location in Rocky Mount, Virginia, on Old French Turnpike. Weigh-ins will be Friday night, July 31st at 6 p.m. We will be selling tickets there. And then, of course, at the gate. They can come just to the event on Saturday night, on the 1st, pick up their tickets at the door.
And is there a discount for buying ahead of time?
$5 discount for all pre-sales.
Okay.
Anything sold from at weigh-in or earlier is a $5 discount. Yeah. And it's 10 and under or $10.
Our listeners might be able to further get a little bit.
That's correct. Okay. Yes. You guys have your promo code. If you enter your promo code into the ticket link, that's either on Facebook or the website, which will be activated midnight Monday, you guys can get a $5 discount on top of the pre-sale. So that'd be a $10 discount altogether. So that would be the cheapest way you can get a ticket to this event with the Your Podcast.
Awesome. So go to one of those areas, either on Facebook or at the EWC website. We're going to include those links in the show notes. And remember, the promo code's Muscle1. Don't be afraid to go to those show notes. Even if you're driving right now, if you're working out right now, you don't even have to stop. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. Just once you get back in, go to www.unionofmuscle.com. Click on this episode. We're going to have all the links for you right there. You guys don't have to miss out on this. You've got enough time to get those tickets. You got enough time to get it at a discount. My challenge for you is to get to this fight. That's my challenge for you guys in this audience. Now, even if you're not into martial arts per se, I challenge you guys to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I think that's important to do no matter what area of fitness you're into, is the ability to step outside of your comfort zone. Because that's how you get the next rep. That's how you hit the next set. That's how you hit the next weight level that you're trying to push. That's how you lose the weight, is you step out of those comfort zones. So whether you love it, whether you've never been to one, this is an opportunity to do it. It's a safe location, a high school gym where you get to see these guys who've been working so hard display their talent for you, for your entertainment. And they're happy to do that. They're going to take a punch in the face for you. That's what they're willing to do. So go out there and support them. Bruce, if they want to find out more about you, follow you or the EWC, what's the best way for them to do it?
I guess they can go to either go to the EWC webpage, and under the About Us section has some information about some of the leaders of the company. Also, they have another option. They can go to even on social media. I have an athlete fan page under Bruce Abramski Jr., and that will follow me through my combat sports career as well. But I'm still traveling my own right outside the Elite Warrior Challenge. So those are probably two of the best ways to keep up with me as a person, as an individual.
Awesome. Bruce, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the podcast today. And for all you fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes out there, remember to lift strong and prosper.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I want to thank all you beautiful fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes for going to www.unionofmuscle.com and clicking on the Patrons tab. There, you are able to sign up as a patron. As a patron, you get access to commercial-free episodes of the Union of Muscle podcast. Additionally, you get additional ways to earn fit coins. You're assigned a Union of Muscles coach who's going to help you stay accountable to your own personal fitness goals. If you haven't signed up as a patron to the podcast and to the Union of Muscle, go ahead and do so now. Just head over to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Patrons tab. And remember to lift strong and prosper. Do you want to lift strong? Go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on Fitness Coach tab. There, you will find fitness coaches who are ready to help you lift strong. What's great is that once you have your own fitness coach, either as a consultant or one-on-one, you can also earn more fit coins for completing the goals the coaches set for you. Live strong and prosper. Join the union. Do you work in health and fitness or want to? Feel free to contact me, Coach Paul, at unionofmuscle.com for more information. Would you like to lose 10, 20, 50, or 60 pounds and still eat those carbohydrates? Coach Bob LeMaine, the carb loading king, can get you trim, fit, and full of muscle while still eating those carbohydrates. So go to www.unionofmuscle.com and click on the Fitness Coaches tab and find Coach Bob LeMaine. And remember to lift strong and prosper. Don't forget to use your promo code MUSCLE1 at www.earthskinbodycare.com, www.rubberarmmusclerub.com, and now www.ewcmma.net. You've been listening to the Union of Muscle podcast. All rights are reserved by the content's creators.